all those who wants to be an entrepreneur, let me show you a guide. So if this is prevention, if this is screening, here you have wellness, you have mental health wellness, you have fitness, you have everything up to natural farming, right? You need the right set of food. You just search for the term longevity. And longevity clinics are going to be the biggest business in the next 10 my build. But I'll also be working with the prevention of it because I love that. That is my passion. That is something I want to try. People like Tasnim Appa, dietitian Tasnim Appa, some brilliant people over there. You can learn from them. We want to make people go into the prevention. We want to make people feel better. We want them to get.
As you can see, we have Fahad, a bodybuilder. And building a strong body takes consistent effort, day. Beautiful. So this is what we call your health span, not your lifespan. And then another element is emotional regulation. I encourage all of you guys, if you'd like to learn more about entrepreneurship or engage with the network, because your network is your net worth. JCI has a table over there. You're welcome to sign up and register and become a part of it. And Joy also, if you want to learn more about his app, he'll be here. You're welcome to download his app, ask him any questions that you have. I'll also open it up to questions after this. I'll come back to you. I'd just like to ask Nabil now to speak a little bit. He has also recently opened a company on wellness related to.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I just ask something very simple. How many of you hospitals, right? No one wants to pay for hospitals. And I used to work for the logo which is there, United Hospital. So I used to look after the brand communication of United Hospital. The reason I'm Facebook pages of all the hospitals in 2020, you would see it's full of jargons, full of all the tough surgeries and all these and that. And just now, in 2025, when you go to the hospital pages or various hospital pages, you would see a lot of preventive communication, a lot of talks about screening and all these preventive talks, preventive contents are there. What changed in these 5 years? What changed is basically is the mentality of you people, the mentality of us, that we started thinking that prevention is the way forward.
Be a successful entrepreneur, as he said, one day you're up at the top, by the afternoon you're at the bottom. It's again, you just keep at it. Gentlemen with different backgrounds and different stories, I'd like to ask if any of you have any questions for any of them.
Two of my students wanna start a business with me, and the business is going to be a entrepreneurship of cultivating the journey with very much risk becomes lower, falls down. If you would give us some proper
আপনাকে যেটা জিজ্ঞেস করতে আপনারা তিনজন মিলে মাশরুম বিজনেস শুরু করতে চান অ্যান্ড যেহেতু থাকে রিটার্ন অফ ইনভেস্টমেন্ট চায় তো কিভাবে আমরা রিটার্ন যে আপনি একটা জিনিস চিন্তা করবেন যে হাউ মাচ ইউর মাইন্ড ক্যান হ্যান্ডেল ইফ ইউ থিঙ্ক যে ঠিক আছে আমার পকেটে 10 টাকা
Than what everybody else is doing. Just maybe one or two tips about that journey and staying authentic.
So you gotta pay these, whatever your field is, just make those adjustments and work on the details. Just don't stay on the surface. আপনারা যত ভিতরে ডাইভ ইন করবেন ততটাই ফাইন টিউন করে আরো আপনারা পলিশ হতে পারবেন, whether it be gardening, mushroom cultivation, any skill you're trying to learn. But be consistent, that's the most important thing. একটু করে আগালেও প্রতিদিন করলে হ্যাবিটগুলো শার্পেন হবে আর দেখবেন 1-2 বছরে অনেক আগায় যাবেন।
Beautiful, thank you. Well, thank you everybody for this session. I encourage you to grab Rimaj Bhai outside and have your conversations about rate of returns. Talk to Fahad if you want questions based on your nutrition and your workout. How do you keep that healthy?
And I also graduated from IOB with a microbiology degree. I worked in the lab for a year. My so I changed my career.
So I think another important message that all 4 of these guys can tell you is about following your heart.
Your parents gonna say, don't do this, don't do that, but they don't know you like you know yourself. So believe in yourself, okay?
Believe in yourself, follow your heart, be consistent, and ask these mentors any questions you have. All right, thank you very much.
So that was very inspiring and helpful. I hope you guys learned something from these guys' experience. It's been an honor having them here. Okay, our next session involves a movement, and I would like to call a coach that's very special to us in Dhaka Flow. She's a fashionista, she's an entrepreneur as well, and she's also a yogi. She brings energy and elegance to the mat. She teaches Ashtanga and kids yoga with a flair for creativity and flow. Off the mat, she's a mama, a foodie, and a music lover. So we can all relate to that. Being a foodie myself and a music lover myself, I definitely relate to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge, huge round of applause for Iman Ahmed. Louder. You guys can just get ready on your mats. Tomar mat, the motion ready, Iman Abdul.